The physical layer. So the problem with the difficulty here is that you obviously, as a hospital, have to let the public in, right? So anytime you have to have the public in, it's a huge challenge. Um, it's a lot different than maybe a business that can control who comes in and out, but the hospitals is an extra big challenge, right? So you guys have security guards, multiple levels usually. Usually the first level is pretty easy to get by. You come in and you say, make an excuse why you're there. Maybe you're just coming in as a patient. They let you in. And then you can't get to the sensitive areas, usually like you've got your NICU and stuff blocked off. You've got server room and stuff hopefully blocked off. In those public areas, you want to take a look at like are there switch ports accessible and are they locked down? I've found oftentimes they're not locked down, and I can in a public area sit down by a chair by like a pillar, plug into the wall. I'm on the internal network, and I can circumvent all the external controls right from that. And it's pretty common for people to be hanging out in hospitals for a long period of time, so it doesn't look weird, right? So you can be there and cause a problem. The control there is that locking down those ports in public areas. And then there's obviously the situation of various different controls put in place that could be bypassed. Here's an example. This is a pretty fun one of me bypassing a locked door control with compressed air. So what this is that sensor is looking for a temperature change on the other side of the door. Your body generally creates that temperature change. It could be hot or cold. Obviously, when you walk in front of it, it detects the heat of your body, unlocks it so you can leave. In this instance, I'm spraying cold air through, and that's creating the temperature change, unlocking the door. This can also be done with a strong magnet. Some door locks are based on magnets. You can just put a big magnet up there and can also achieve the same effect of opening the door. Another really useful way at hospitals, you guys are busy. I'm just going to tailgate around. What I'm tailgating is essentially following somebody through a layer of access control. It works very often. I'll tell you a story that was very effective at one hospital. So one of the objectives was to show access to sensitive areas like the NICU. So what I did was I came in through the main entrance and got through that main security guard. The second security guard by the elevator that would take you up to the sensitive floor was on it. Could not get past that person. It was hold up. You don't have the badge. Hold up. Tailgating didn't work. I got hold up. Even if I said, I got to get up there. Doesn't matter. You don't have the badge. Go back to the first security guard. She was on it. That person was rock solid. Wasn't getting past her. So as I looked around the hospital, I realized on the floor 3, there was a heavy construction. So I would go up around the area to floor 3 using the elevator that was allowed, not the restricted elevator. And then through that construction, I would walk back through to the other side that was restricted, and then take the elevator up from there where there was no security guard at floor 3 to the top level where there was the NICU. There was a guard in front of the NICU. However, that guard was so used to the second layer guard being on it. She was just on her phone. And I would always wait towards the end of their shift. I would kind of like, because people would get tired at the end of their shift. They're ready to go. They're planning. Where am I eating? Where am I going with friends? She's on her phone, and I'm walking through, and she literally buzzed the door open for me without even looking up for her phone. And I walk in, right? So that third layer was just so trusting of the second layer that allowed me to bypass when I crossed over from the construction. So there's a lot of ways that you can get around these controls. You want to understand them and test for them. And obviously, that the fault there was construction, as well as that third level security guard kind of wasn't doing her job. So that's kind of the physical layers.